Good morning, everyone, fellow travelers on spaceship Earth. It is I, and I am Guy. And here we are, doing our things. So, wonder how everybody is this morning. Oddly, it seems like I'm getting back into the swing of things relatively easily here. Been kind of a rough summer. The problem I've got is I have forgotten all of the improvements that James recommended for my comic, which means that I'm kind of not. I like the question mark. Like, you're not sure. Are you plausibly okay? It could be happening. It's plausible you're okay. I'm trying to remember all the things that were recommended to fix on the comic. So I'm like, well, trying to remember it. I've got a candy bar. I mean, not like that helps a whole lot, but it helps some. So how are you doing today, Brent? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of like while you were at Wowker. I mean, sometimes work can be Wowker. Not, necessarily a given, but I'm starting to realize something very important about these, right? Starting to wonder about these job alerts. I've got these job alerts I've signed up for. And I think what I'd been doing is during my job hunt, I'd effectively apply to all of them. And I'm noticing that I think one of the problems I've got is that all of these job alerts, they're way late. And that's been part of the problem. Because, I mean, it says intern, graphic designer for summer. Well, okay, but unless it's next summer they're talking about, we are nowhere near the spot where that's usable. And so I'm kind of like, well, so I'm starting to think that might be part of our problem right there. And part of why every time I tried to apply for jobs on that, which it was my primary sort of concept, primary source, now I'm starting to think that must be the problem right there. By the time I get them through these job alerts that I paid money for, I might add, not only has the position closed, but they filled it years ago, which that just makes me mad. So there's that. There's that. Okay. So I am apparently. I'm looking at panels at Mile High Con because I'm apparently part of this. Wow, there's a lot of these. Well, a lot more panels than I seem to remember. AI is coming. It's pretty much here. Some of these panels sound fascinating. Evolution Z, what the change in fictional zombies says about our society. That, as someone who's now about to become a cultural anthropologist, I'm like, now that somebody is on the cusp of something there. I mean, that's like, well. All hat, maybe no cattle. Okay. Some of these look kind of fun. Oh, hey, how to write effectively for comics. Problem is I'm tabling, so I can only walk away for my panel for just a minute. Pluto and or the Kuiper Belt. By a PhD. That might kind of be fun. I keep thinking, why do I keep tabling at these places? These just seem like so much fun to just go to all the panels. I'd panel the entire time. Oh well. Let's see what happens. There we go. Apparently on 4 to 5 p.m. in Conifer 3. Oh. I can see why I'm doing this, though. Okay, why is Fred in here on science fiction romance? Michael Burgess is going to be there. Wonder if I can get an interview with Michael Burgess. I appreciate that. I'm not horribly worried. I mean, I'm kind of worried, but I'm not horribly worried. Not a lot. You know what I mean? I was told there'd be no math. The dork side of no crafting. That would be a good one. Hmm. I think it's time for me also to change this. All right. Doctor Conundrum. That just seems like a thing. I don't know. Okay, so Saturday at 4 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and set my calendar now. Otherwise, I will forget. All right. I'll set its time. I'll add a notification. There we go. In there. Hello, Duffy. How are you this morning? I am trying to defeat ADD. It's my goal most of the time. Trying to make it so that I don't mess up things. All right, good. All righty. All righty. How are you doing out there, Duffy? All right. I think I'm ready to spin up the old tablet on the other side here. Give me just a second. This guy's coming up. Better, better, better. Give me just a minute if you're talking. It's quite, don't quite have it ready yet. There, there. Now to make sure that we don't get echoes, kill everything but over here. All right. Let's see if that'll go full screen. Now we're at this work center over here, which is cool because with this work center, I can set the camera, this camera, right? Well, you know, it's a thing. We have like interesting commentary going on. The work desk camera is looking straight down on the actual platform. Isn't that nice? So here we are. Isn't that cool? Humored a lot by this. So on this platform, I have the ability to scan things in like this. So I'm going to actually not use the white thing. Can't figure out what happened to my brush. Alrighty. What we've got here is I've got a T6i Canon camera. It's aimed straight down. I've got a platform right here of which I can put things out. And when I put them out here, they're visible. I don't know if I can turn this so that it's not quite as obnoxious. Hard to see platform, but I've got a platform right here which allows me to put paperwork right here and then take a picture of it. Number of tools that I use in here to do things. I've got, so what is happening is this. I have literally hundreds of boxes of my dad's stuff, my mom's stuff, my grandparents' stuff that dates back through the lives of all of these people. And I don't need to keep the hundreds of boxes. I just need to keep the ones that I just need a digital version of it. So I've mounted the camera here because it moves faster to go from the camera than it is to use my scanner. There's a number of slides, and for that, I have a slide camera right here. So we're working through boxes of things, like old shoe boxes that are just full of interesting stuff. Like, I mean, if nothing else, this is fascinating, right? It's a Mustang Fastback. Let's say that's a 64 and a half Mustang Fastback, but it's a toy car. It's hollow on the inside. I'm not sure what the meaning of this was. I mean, it's kind of cool. It does roll real nice, but I'm not sure what its meaning is, but I'll keep it because there's a long story behind Mustang Fastbacks in our house. My dad bought my mom a Mustang and surprised her, and she was mad about that for a long time. And it was one of those, why are you mad? And it was because she didn't get to choose the color. And I was like, well, that's remarkably petty, Mom. I'm just gonna say, super petty. Oh well. It was very funny, and I found it somewhat interesting. The blue tape that I put here indicates the edge of where this camera can see. And that actually is no longer correct, so I'm going to move this until the edge is correct. There we go. My mom's nickname when she was younger was JoJo, because her middle name was Joe. And I realized that the odds are good it comes from this book. It's actually in remarkably good condition. So I don't think she actually opened it ever. And it doesn't look like it wasn't a children's book. It was certainly later in her life. Here we have an envelope full of nothing. Geraldo Rivera should open that envelope. Oh, there's a joke ingredients. Okay, this is from the Conroe Courier in June of 1966. Sharon Brown accepts drama scholarship. Don't know who Sharon Brown is. None of those are my mom. Jody Clanton honored with bridal shower. So none of this looks like this is that side. Woods, 4-H. I hate to throw this away, but I'm not keeping anything that's not part of our family. Yeah, you might as well let it sleep. I mean, it's interesting because here in the Conroe Courier, they're talking about Grand Junction and the Denver Bears, which is kind of cool, but I don't see anything in here that is important to our family. I'm sure that these were somebody that they knew. So let me go back there. Jody Clanton. Well, I guess I can put it over here and just scan it in and see if the folks in Conroe want it. Hi. Are you in charge of the chair now? Is that your job? All right. The Christian student considers business. I feel like these are all kind of not something I need to necessarily save. It's kind of a cute car though. It's like an Austin Healey right here. All that Austin Healey's so cute. I'm not going to even say that. Is life worth living? Piano, high notes from soprano. Yep. I'm not sure what this is or why. Fear of cancer. We're getting into the... My mom was a missionary for a little while and then she gave that up. And this is all in that era she was in. And she was doing missionary work before she decided that that was not the thing she wanted to go and do with her life. I find particularly humorous. Somebody bumped this arm. Who could have possibly gotten up here and bumped the arm? I'm just wondering, who do we think could possibly have done that? You can look away if you want. I'm still looking at you. I'm watching you, just so you know. Who could possibly be doing that? Vocational Bible School, huh? Oh, there's a thing. right. Well, that is definitely a thing. I know my mom went to Wisconsin at one point in time. Guess I now know a lot more about why she went to Wisconsin. All right. This is a big letter. Oh my goodness. This is why I use my camera. Because I'll get this. And all I gotta do is flip through the pages. And if there's anything of importance here, which I doubt, this was all done on a mimeograph. Man, the smell of mimeograph machines, huh? Yeah. Uh-huh. Dear Invincibles. Never of Invincibles. That's getting creepy. My comic book. Human sign for immediate leadership. When we talk about my comic book, who are we talking about? It's my comic book, but it doesn't say who wrote it. It's just mine. I did this comic book. Don't need to keep that either. Alright. Get on standby. Here we are. She went to camp. Mom went to camp. Oh, that's fine. This work. I saved all the times that my dad went to camp, so tell us a little something about what happened in camp for my mom, which is kind of cool in its own way. Mom's camp seemed markedly more stifling. But Dad went to Boy Scouts. Autographs. Movie autographed. Man, we're far enough back. You guys can't see this easily, but it's a phone number. I don't know, maybe this is better. The phone number is of a doctor. I don't know if you're seeing it, but it is a 5-digit phone number. That's how far back these go. They're all starting with 4. I don't even know where 4 is on a switch. Okay, so this says, test your Baptist IQ. Okay. And my mom smooched it. I'm trying to figure that one out. Like, I don't know whether that means that you just trashed this and crashed it real good. You're like, whatever. My Baptist IQ sucks, or I don't know. But I find it particularly humorous that my mom decided to kiss the thing. I don't know what that's about. I mean, this is my mom in her teens and 20s, so I don't expect a lot of maturity out of her here at this point in time. It's not like the mom I grew up with, obviously. It'd be a completely different person here. But fascinating. I mean, like, it is interesting, now as a 50-year-old man, obviously looking back at myself at teenage years, I would have been like, eh. And I remember them. I lived those, right? And so I'm like, can't really fault her for being weird and kind of bizarre. I mean, to be fair, she was pretty weird and bizarre as an adult, too. But she was an interesting weird and bizarre as an adult. Here's a vocational Bible school certificate. We certify that you vocationally Bible schooled. Went to Bible school. Dad, not so much. Mom, yeah. Dad wasn't such a big Bible school guy. Oh, she wasn't just at these places. She's the frickin' principal. That's funny. These things make me laugh. All right. Let's look at a whole bunch of other people who are plausibly the same. This will be S1. I'll throw all the rest of them away because I don't need to worry about it. I'm assuming principal means something else. Although in 66, my mom would have been 21. So, I mean, like, her handwriting here looks exactly like my mom's handwriting always looked. I can spot it right away. Right. Oh. It's a map of Milwaukee. 1960 something. Yeah, you're having problems figuring it out. Figure it out up there. There we go. I've been saving some of these things just in case, but I think this one's already been written on. But like collectors sometimes like these. And then it's kind of interesting to see Milwaukee. The line of Milwaukee to Chicago. And here's a section of Milwaukee that she was in. I know because she wrote all over it. My mom's a menace to maps. Jeez, Mom. I menace these maps. There we go. I don't think she was anything else. I don't think she had a car while she was camped. She got very far. Still cool. Throwing it away. Still throwing it away. And there envelope with nothing in it. And this is why we're downsizing. My grandparents probably thought it was a great idea to save all of these. I don't see anything in these. Empty. The only thing I'm seeing is bug parts, which is making me a little nervous here, man. Making me a little nervous. You all know how much I absolutely adore insects. Prayers for all occasions. Very different life than the mom I grew up with. Boy. Intercessions, special occasions, in time of war. These are all just these, but 01 more than one, guys. If I see something in here, make sure there's nothing else in here. It's just all envelopes. Okay, there we go. So all envelopes too. This is a very frickin' small. Tiny. I don't know. Question really is, if I flatten this out and turn this back on. Yeah, this is very tiny. This is probably small enough if we want to. I don't know, I guess. Well, we'll just switchboard for a while. All right. This is all just paper. Well, I'm not keeping paper. I love paper. I love paper like the awesomeness that paper is. Oh boy. Some stuff over here is like, stop. Mom's poetry. Good job. Oh my goodness. Why are you not asleep, Alfie? Go to bed, Alfie. We'll be here. We'll be here in the morning. Dear valued policyholder. $15. Why in the world am I keeping this? No reason. I don't know who Jill is. Well, okay. I mean, some of this I'm like, this makes some sense, I guess, but so kind of like, well, that's a thing. When did I go? I mean, I guess it's pretty straightforward. I guess this is a credit card receipt for something. And that's the whole reason we're taking pictures of everything. It's because I'm not... Okay. Again, with the, why are we keeping this? That one, I don't even know why I'm keeping it. This one, however, was dropping everything, so all falls. All right, what's this? Oh, well, this is part of the fun. Here's the gold mines, guys. These spiral notebooks were always something that I did. As a kid, the spirals were the most important things to me because I could take them with me, I could find them, I knew what they looked like. And this one is 85, 86. And has one of the first spaceship cartoons that I ever did. Comics. In my earliest days. First off, starting the gold Like, that gold pen was so cool because it put gold ink down, and I've never seen anything like gold ink. Yeah, everything was always black or blue. Never seen gold. And I remember how much that made me feel. This was such an awesome experience drawing these pictures of apparently just roads. Need this. There we go. Was the first thing I ever wrote in the new house. It says so right there. That's a MASH helicopter. And this is a Quasar. I was going to cannibalize the back page of this and forgot to that point. I'm noticing. That's funny. And back in the days when letters were actually sent to people. Seems like an eternity ago that we sent letters back and forth across the ocean and stuff. She'd gone off. This is an ex-girlfriend of mine who was still a buddy of mine up until we all kind of went our own separate ways, as you might imagine. Nothing bad, nothing that was, just went our separate ways, all these things where it's like, I'll never forget you. Have you forgotten me? I always wonder these things. This is from Kaori Kato, who, lovely piece of artwork. Oh. I will keep this. That's from one of my kiddos in Japan. That was very sweet of the church to really very fun that said stuff. Very sweet of them. Oh yeah. Some early guy art, guys. Really early. 1979 here. See you later there, Brent. We'll see you on the flip side. Multiple copies of this. Insubordination. Yep, this is me not doing so good in the real world out there. I've written up and all that stuff. Here's a book I wrote called America Becoming a Third World Nation. I didn't actually write it, I just illustrated it. Exactly one copy of that. Don't need to keep any more. There's like all kinds of stuff. Kinds of wild stuff over here now. Gotta kind of set this all up. This is one where I'll use the overhead light for it. And the reason I use the overhead light is because I make sure that we don't mess this up. No, maybe not the overhead. Yeah, this is better. Prison art show. That's a thing. Always fascinating to me. Various things that are Jeannie was my godmother and a very valuable person in my life. She passed away a while back, 2009, but she was there all the way to the end with me and hung out with me. And it's interesting to read her letters, especially when she writes letters from Brussels, as these are always fascinating to me. It's a piece. The woman had fantastically interesting handwriting too. Right? But much as I love her, I'm putting all of that away. And throwing it all out because we don't have any space to carry else. Mother being not exactly sure what she's after here. She's after something. It's funny to look at my mom's get-rich-quick schemes. Because, like, I don't know, Cokes or coffee or beer. Sorry, Mom. I'm 100% sure. Check register for my mom from the 60s. I'm not terribly worried about the fact that I'm broadcasting this everywhere, but, you know. And now it's all mad. And it's like, we're running out of battery. It's fine. I get running out of battery. Mom's finding out her own horoscope there. Thank you. This looks like something my dad would come up with. Got Vietnam information on it, which is always fascinating. See if any of this is important. This was a good debate. These are all the rankings. That's where we are. And that's why. My mother was into the Greek life, guys. Not much we could do about it. That's why we kept this. Gotcha. She was a new member. Not sure what all this is, but we'll find out. All my mom and dad's honeymoon. Slightly eventful. Kind of interesting. Just a couple pieces, but All right. Well, guys, we got a short 15 minutes because. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Other tasks that need to be done, but they're not in this office, which makes it difficult for me to do them. So, and now, I'll see you all later.